and welcome back to the Pokemon Emerald Level Locke. My name is Ectric, and we are back in the new Pokemon series and the new Lock type, and we are going to continue training up our WURMPLE from last time to see if it is in fact going to turn into a Silcoon and therefore a Beautifly. So I am very excited for this new series, as I was saying throughout the entirety of the first episode. It's just, first of all, it's my favorite gen. Do we catch this? Maybe. Let's try killing it first. And if we can't kill it by ourselves, then we'll try catching it. Alright. Good. Alright. We got it. Alright, Basket grew a level. So I'm going to avoid adding the him to our team and putting it on the layout just for now, because we're not sure exactly. Oh, we should definitely try catching this one because it's level 3 rather than level 2. So we'll get we'll save a level. Good. One more. All right. And we will switch over to Help Junior. So yeah, I'm going to keep the layout free of any team members until we're sure that this WURMPLE will grow up into a Beautifly and not a Dustox. So Pokeballs, and we got it. So we're going to name this Basket, like we said last time. I kind of want this one to be the one that we end up training up and having as our teammate. It would be fun to have it be Basket. Sounds French. Alright, let's go heal up real quick, and we're gonna put Basket up front. Hopefully it doesn't turn into a Dustox. So we're gonna make that one the first one we try and train up. So we'll switch you up front, and we will be training you. So I'm very happy that we're gonna be able to use the speed up much more effectively in this game as opposed to the last one. And I missed. Alright, oh, we could actually train both of them at the same time. That's useful. Good. Come on. One more. There we go. Okay. So, this is going to take a little while to get them up high enough level where they don't have to be healed up every single time. Unfortunately. But, while we do that, I can talk a little bit about, my plans going forward. So, so basically, my plans for this series are to finish this up, probably in a couple months, because this series is only going to go up 4 days a week. The schedule is going to be Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It is going to alternate with Mario 64, and then Animal Crossing, at least for the time being, will be going on daily. So we will have 2 videos going up a day, Animal Crossing at 6 p.m., and then this one, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday at noon, and the Mario 64 ones going up Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday at 5 p.m. That is all Eastern Standard Time, or Eastern Daylight Time, technically. We don't need to try and catch this just yet. Good. One more. There we go. We're up to level 4. Alright. But yeah, so that is the schedule going so far. And I think I talked about it in another series, but in case you're not watching all of the series on this channel, my goal is to eventually switch Animal Crossing down to less than daily. It's going to get to the point where it's just way too much to be able to post episodes daily for that series, and it's going to get to the point where the hype around that being a new series, or new game, is going to be low enough that it really doesn't make sense to post daily. So my goal for that is to eventually cut that down to maybe 3 or 4 times a week, and then add in Ocarina of Time. I talked about it in Animal Crossing, but that is my girlfriend's favorite game, and she has been wanting me to play it for years now, and I got it on the 3DS, and I made it through, like, the first couple of levels, I made it past the Deku tree, and I made it into like the mole people's place. But after that, I kind of fell off of playing it and just haven't gone back since. And at this point, it's been months, and I don't remember any of it. But I feel like it would be a lot of fun to be able to play that one in a series and get my unfettered reactions to the game, mostly for the first time. So I'm planning on doing that one eventually. And then, hopefully moving forward, we will try and average around 2 episodes a day. That might be way too much on my plate, like, long term, but at least for now, I think we can definitely manage it. Is poison gonna work well on them? Okay, yeah, perfect. That was a good move. So we'll tackle you. Good. Alright. Basquet's making some good gains. Let's go heal up real quick. But yeah, so that's the goal, is to essentially keep have those series going so that at most we are posting 2 videos a day. It's probably going to get to the point where I need to cut back on that and go down to, like, 3 series where I'm posting like 10 episodes a week for the 3 of them. Luckily for the Pokemon, like, for the most of the games on the emulators, they're pretty simple to edit, so they don't take too much time outside of just actually recording them. And if I'm recording like 3 a week, that's an hour and a half of gameplay, which is really not that much. So it's probably not going to be too bad, but at the same time, I don't want to overwork myself, especially because I am still in school, grad school, and eventually I'm going to be doing some, like, pretty much full-time research over the summer to get my funding. So I'm definitely going to have a lot less time, especially when my commute starts coming back into play, because as of now, with all of the social distancing and such, I haven't, all of my stuff has been online, which has been really nice, because my normal commute is about an hour into the city, which is, 2 hours a day, whenever I go in, of just time that I can't really do anything besides consume content and, like, listen to audiobooks or music, or, if I download some podcasts or videos or something like that, I can do that as well. But overall, it's 2 hours where I can't really do that much in terms of being productive and getting work done. So once I actually have to start going into the city again on a regular basis, I'm going to lose a lot of the free time I have right now, which is a shame, because I am very much enjoying having the extra free time to be able to make these videos, to be able to get more work done, and be able to just kind of relax aside from it. Obviously, this is not really my idea of stressful. I have a lot of fun with this, and a lot of times I actually record to relax, because in general, my way of dealing with stress a lot over the past few years has been to play video games. That's just been the way that I've gone about dealing with any sort of stressful situation, is that once I get my work done, I allow myself to just go and play, a video game for a long while, or, do some sort of task in a video game or something like that. And now that I feel like it's me being productive while doing that, it's even more so. It's been really relaxing for me to be able to play these games, and although the editing is a bit less fun, I still have enough fun doing it, and it's something that I can easily convince myself to do, which is nice. Alright, let's go heal up real quick, because it's, even though it's not playing video games, it's still productive stuff in my mind, and we are able to just, I'm able to post content for you guys, and I feel like I'm working towards a goal of expanding my channel and being able to put out content and possibly gain a little bit of a following of people who enjoy watching me struggle through the video games that I put myself through. So it's really nice being able to have that outlet, and it's just been a bit of a struggle kind of convincing myself that I'm doing, because the amount of work I do in terms of schoolwork and stuff right now has been less than I'm used to, just because I haven't had the commute, and it's all done from my laptop, and a lot of it's just kind of, it's not necessarily the number of hours you put in, but it's the amount of work you get done. It's very much more task-based rather than hours-based, so I've been able, I feel like I've been putting in probably as much time into the YouTube channel as my actual schoolwork and stuff like that, which in my mind means I'm putting them on equal footing. And as much as I enjoy this, I really don't think that it's a good idea to have this be, you know, my full-time gigs, quote-unquote. Obviously it's not, because I'm not getting paid for this or anything like that, but I want to make sure that I'm not doing this at the expense of... Oh, it's level 7 that she evolves. Alright, well, let's see. Are we going to have Silcoon? I should have looked it up. I don't know which one of that is. Come on. Hurry up. That looks like a Cascoon. Cascoon. Let me look it up real quick to see which one evolves into which, because it might be that Cascoon's the one we want. I'll be right back. Well, that's a shame. I looked it up. It is, in fact, it does, in fact, evolve into Dustox. So, we will have to release our Basket, unfortunately. You know what? It doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't think it really matters that it's the first one or anything like that. We can kind of just pick and choose which one we want, for the most part, right? Well, let's go, up this way. We should definitely switch her out from front, because, we don't want her getting any more levels. But unfortunately, we will have to, do we want to give ourselves... I don't know... I'm not sure whether I want it... I feel... wow, I can't talk. I'm not sure whether it should be that I can, you know, keep trying until I get the Mon that I want. Which would end up probably being, you know, whichever one's the highest level. Or, in this case, the right gender. Just because Basket is much more fun than Basket. We're gonna release you. Sorry, Basket. You will be missed. But I'm not sure whether I should penalize myself for that, because it feels like, I don't know, it feels like I have too much autonomy over what I get, rather than just, you know, picking up what is dealt to me. Although, I mean, it was randomly generated, so I should have a little bit of autonomy in what I want. You know what? I think I will allow myself to just go for the one that I want the most. I think that, yeah, that'll definitely have to be the one moving forward, because otherwise it would end up being that I'd have to I can't really do any strategizing around what I want. So I'm gonna switch up front. I think I'm gonna wait until I get a level 3 Wurmple before I start trying to whatchamacallit. I'm just gonna release Basket. Let's see. So, nope, come on. So we're gonna release you. Bye bye, Basket. Good. Oh. I think we have to move this guy up front first. Good. Let's see, release. Oh, I can't. Apparently I can't release it. Don't know why. Alright, well, for now, apparently we have to go keep it on our team. But, I think that we're going to make it so that it doesn't matter, you know, which route I get it in, as long as it's the correct Pokemon. And it doesn't matter, you know, how many I've encountered before it. Yeah, so we're gonna strategize this a bit more and try and get a level 3 Wurmple. And female just because I like the name Basket. Alright, come on. Run. So while we're doing that, the reason I'm thinking about I'm thinking that that's probably the move to go with is that, first of all, it's already pretty restrictive in what I can do, because, you know, my Pokemon are literally chosen for me. So I feel like I've already done enough that I can allow myself a little bit of leniency, and also it's the fact that you can get a lot of mons in multiple routes, and it may just be that you don't want to pick them up right away because you can get them at a higher level later, and that's kind of like a trade-off between do I get an extra team member early and be able to use them earlier, or do I wait and get them later, but also have my so I don't have them on my team now, but I also get them at a higher level and lower my score. So it will have to be. I think that'll be a fun way to add to the strategizing. All right, hurry up! I miss Basket. Come on. All right, let's go. Nope, come on. Wow, this is taking forever. Why is it so hard to find a female level 3 Wurmple? Should be like 25% of the Wurmples. Too many Poochyenas. And I kind of want to kill them, but I can't, because then Help Junior will get more levels. Alright. Male level 2. Male level 3. Male level 2. Wow, this is taking way longer than I thought. There we go! Okay, scratch. Good. Good. Come on. One more. Beautiful. Alright. Let's chuck a ball at it. Alright. Good. We got it. Yes, we're gonna name you Basket again. She has returned. Okay. And with that, we can now begin training a new one. 4 more levels. So, switch you up front. And we'll release the male version, as well as train up our team, or heal up our team, rather. Good. But, while I'm doing this, we can kind of go a little bit more into depth about what made me think of this playstyle. So, I really was inspired by the competitive aspects of okay, yeah, we can finally get rid of Basket. So I was really inspired by the idea of like races versus in Pokemon. Essentially, I was trying to think of ways to make more competitive stuff where you actually have to strategize more. Should we catch this? We'll just take it on head on for now. But yeah, so I was trying to think of ways to make versus more competitive. Oh, that was dumb. I could have died there. But yeah, so I basically, what I noticed about most versus is that you have to strategize a bit between like whether you want to go in quickly and be able to underlevel your team at the expense or at the expense of underleveling your team. You can go in quicker and not have to spend as much time training and stuff. But at the same time, you could also go with the strategy of training your team up more, which takes more time, but you also have the less of a risk of dying or losing something important. Oh, now I get a bunch of female level 3 Wurmples. Sure. But I was trying to. I've noticed with a lot of the verses is that a lot of the time you get to a point where one person just gets so far ahead that the other person has to basically use no strategy whatsoever and just go Mach speed to be able to try and catch up, and there's really no strategy at that point other than having the other than just trying to hope that you possibly get lucky and don't have some sort of death or something like that. Alright. Help is getting up in levels a bunch. So I wanted to try and come up with a way to make it so that there was less of that shunning of the strategies the need to shun strategy of choosing whether you want to keep your team underleveled versus keeping it keeping pace. So I wanted to come up with a lock type that was basically just pure strategy in where you got your levels and how you went about it. So I wanted to come up with a style where it was focused much more on strategizing on when you want to have levels and when you don't. So I thought that it would be really cool to try and make it so that it was a randomizer where you basically could try and quote-unquote speedrun it with a randomized setting on it. And I thought that it would be cool to use the number of levels you gained as the way to measure success, because you want to incentivize as much as possible risking it for the biscuit, for lack of a better term. Basically, you want to make sure that you want to try and encourage people to go in under-leveled, but at the same time, have consequences for, losses and stuff like that. So with versus, you often see that, risking it and going in underleveled, but in a regular Nuzlocke, you don't have that because you can just overtrain yourself and there's really no time limit. But if you're doing an individual one, there's no way to really, unless you're doing like a speed run of it, there's really no way to incentivize yourself to keep it as underleveled as possible. So I really wanted to come up with a style that would allow you to basically incentivize the player to keep their team as low a level as possible while still trying to win with as few deaths as possible. And this is what I ended up coming up with, was basically making the scoring system based on the number of levels rather than time. Because then, even if there's no worry about it being an individual one and you're only racing against yourself, you still have that the individual aspect of it, which is good because I don't have anyone to collaborate with right now. But at the same time, there's going to be no temptation to grind until I'm over leveled, because then that's going to make me do worse in the final score. All right, so with that, we're going to finish up this battle, and then I think we'll call it an episode. I'm getting a little bit rambly here, and we're kind of just training up our team member. I am keeping Help Junior on the team until I know that I have a Silcoon. Once I have the Silcoon, then we will add Basket to the layout, and we will put our starter in the box, and Help Junior will be relegated to digital form in the Pokemon world, unfortunately. It's so sad, because Blaziken's one of my favorite Pokemon, if not my favorite Pokemon. Oh well. Alright, well, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I had a lot of fun making it. It was a bit of just kind of grinding and me rambling about this new lock type, but I'm very excited about it, so I hope you'll indulge me on, going into exactly why I'm doing this. So, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and until then, I will see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.